So we wanted to have this like living, breathing post game where you get to see little wrap ups with characters and you get little hints of where they could go in the future. And even though it's the end of the Norse saga, we leave it open for maybe there are other things with other mythologies and whatnot. So we'll see where the future of Santa Monica goes.
Now,
I mean, if you pay attention to Tyr, I mean, there's a reason why he does the 6 animations that he does at the end of the game.
I'm sorry, say that again?
So Tyr, once you free real Tyr,
yes, yeah,
he is in all the realms.
Okay, so he's in
he does very specific animations.
Yes, so
we may have seen that he's been traveling the world.
Yeah, so we noticed that as well. I mean, can I ask about
Hey guys, and welcome. As you've just heard Eric Williams mention in a spoiler cast on IGN, the future of the God of War story progression, potentially hinting at what's to come next, is in fact teased in Ragnarok in some way. Specifically when we find the real Tyr. There are 6 animations that Tyr does in total when you come across him in the world, and these animations are said to be teasing what's to come in the next game. Today we're going to be looking into this and speaking about what this means for God of War, what mythology the team over at Santa Monica might try next, and what is Tyr actually doing to hint towards this next game. It would be very much appreciated if you guys could consider leaving a like on today's video. We're also doing our best to push for 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year, which would be absolutely insane if we could hit that as well. So if you're able to help with that goal, that would be very, very much appreciated by hitting that subscribe button. I'll probably be looking to do a big giveaway if we do hit that as well on the channel, just to say my thank you to everyone that's helped obviously reach that goal. And to be notified of that giveaway, be sure to join the Discord server in the description down below. We have got a very, very good community over there that we've built over the last year or so, and yeah, you'd be very welcome to join. But without further ado, everyone, let's dive straight in. So for the minute, let's focus on that interview. This will be linked down below in the description. It's about the 25-minute mark where Eric starts to speak more about this topic. IGN essentially asks if he can tease or hint at what's to come next in the story, with Eric affirming again that this is the end of the Norse mythology and that it will be going somewhere else after Ragnarok. He then hints and gives us a little bit of a teaser that actual Tyr has 6 animations in total when we free him towards the end of the game, like the real Tyr. This is the Tyr that we find in the wreckage of Asgard when we find him in Niflheim. As we move around the realms to complete the epilogue and the final tasks, we see Tyr randomly scattered around these maps, each time doing something completely different, reminiscing on what was to be. You've got to remember that this is the real Tyr that was imprisoned for hundreds and hundreds of years. He has no idea that Asgard's been destroyed or that Ragnarok has took place. He's kind of just been told about all of it and he's trying to come to grips with that. So he's visiting the realms to see what's changed and what's happening, and this is of course where we see him. 2 of the animations that we see Tyr doing, literally being one, the Tai Chi, and meditating. If I'm not reading too much into that or jumping the gun, I think this is pointing towards Chinese or Japanese mythology. Look, personally, I thought Egyptian would be amazing with all of the gods around Egyptian mythology, the pyramids and how they're built and stuff like that. I just think it's super, super interesting and really, really cool. But Japanese and Chinese mythology? Thinking about it, that could be absolutely insanely good. Let's place a few scenarios to build the scene as to what this could look like here. Ghost of Tsushima was a game that was created a couple of years ago and set in a part of the world controlling a samurai during the first Mongol invasion of Japan. The colours, the scenery, the overall culture within the game is just absolutely stunning. We all sit back and think that the scenery in God of War 2018 with all of the colours, the jungle, the greenery, the life is absolutely stunning, but imagine what this is going to be like on PC or PS5 or whenever this game does come out. It could even be the PS6, it may be that long away, but having all of the colours around there, the massive fields that you can run through, all of the mythological buildings and designs that is in that Japanese and Chinese culture that we can go and visit, explore, all of the different enemy types and gods that we can encounter as well. There's so much potential in Japanese and Chinese mythology, and I'd be really open to God of War going to it. For example, the 7 lucky gods all could have a huge role to play in this new game, and they're a massive part of Japanese mythology. Potentially they could have a big part to play in Odin's mask. Of course, that part of the story is still completely unknown. The mask was split into 2 and just disappeared into the knowledge crack, and maybe it's travelled all the way to Japan, and that's where we carry the story on. Look, I'll leave a link down below with a page detailing many of the gods which could make an appearance in this game in some way, including the 7 lucky gods. I mean, with there being 7, surely that's perfect for the game, no? I'll also leave a link down below of some Japanese mythology on how the universe, Earth and more started, the gods that were created and placed onto the Earth, and how the life started in general. It's really interesting to read through, and it could play a massive part into the future plot of God of War, and if we did go to this Japanese mythology, if you will. So yeah, worth a read, and to get yourself familiar with it is very, very interesting. But how could this story start? Where could it go, and how could we possibly go from Midgard and Norse mythology to ending up somewhere in Japan? Look, for me it has to be related to the mask, right? I mean, surely that has got to play some part in it. We can't just be left on a cliffhanger or a cock tease with this mask for this entire time. There are so many places they can go with this. Why was Odin so obsessed with it for this long period of time? And if it does connect to a different ascendant realm where the likes of Athena or Thor are based, that could be a massive plot twist, and I would love the return of Athena and also the return of Thor as well. And mixing that in with Japanese mythology, that would just be so cool. Look, I've had many different comments about the mask in general, how it's related to Jim Carrey's movie The Mask and things like that. Yes, fair enough, but seriously, looking into the canon of the game, I think it's travelled to somewhere and ended up somewhere randomly on the planet, potentially Japan or China, and it's situated somewhere rather in a hidden temple somewhere, or could just be randomly on a road or a street. Again, you got to remember, it was just randomly appeared in Asgard, and of course that's where Odin built his cabin over the top of it. Someone comes across it and informs their god or their leader at the time, which results in them also then becoming obsessed with this mask to find out what it is. They begin to research and find more about it, and they want to find someone to try and translate this mask and find this second piece. However, they come across Atreus, or Loki, and know that he did it from Odin, whether it was someone that worked with Odin or something like that. Someone then captures and takes Loki all the way to Japan. Kratos finds out about it, and maybe Angrboda tells him, and they move with Freya and the others to save him, and that's where the story begins, and that's how we end up in Japan. Or maybe Kratos just fancied moving place. Maybe he's given up on Midgard now and wanted to completely get out of there, and that's where we've ended up. Maybe this is where we find out along the way that Faye and Thor were potentially related or something like that, just throwing a twist into there. Look, I obviously can't tell you the future, but what I do know is that the next game is coming away from the Norse mythology, as confirmed by Eric Williams, and that Tears animations look to be Japanese or Chinese in some way, so I don't know what to think. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, everyone. Where do you like the stories to go next? Will it be Asian mythology, Chinese or Japanese? Could it be Egyptian? Could it be somewhere else? Do let me know. But guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you have went on to enjoy. If you have, be sure to leave a like. We very much appreciate it. And of course, check the links down below in the description to join the Discord if you wanted to do that. And yeah, there's going to be plenty of giveaways and things on the channel if we do hit 20,000 subscribers. So any help with that would be absolutely amazingly appreciated. But without further ado, everyone, we'll see you all in the very next video.